let's get on with this week's mini masterclass. So, when and how to stop using white noise. So, do we need to stop using white noise? As long as you're using white noise at a safe level, then you don't have to stop using it. There's no reason why you have to, unless you're using it over a safe level volume, and then it can have some detrimental effects on a lot of things, obviously. Now, that level is actually 50 decibels. You can get an app on your phone so you can actually have that in the room so that you can tell the volume that your white noise machine is set at, because I guarantee it will go much louder than 50 decibels. And actually, it may be 50 decibels, maybe a little bit quieter than you have been playing it. So it's definitely worth checking. I did some research on some of these decibel meters that you can get for your phone. They're actually pretty good. So it is worth getting one of these. I'm sure there's quite a few free ones out there. Just check the reviews and find one which has good reviews, and download that, and just so that you can check just to see what that volume of white noise is in your child's room. But you want to make sure that that is under 50 decibels. Then it's okay to use. You can continue to use it. There is no reason why you have to stop. Now, back in the day, like when my kids were little, it was advised that you not have any white noise as a long-term thing, or any music or anything like that, simply because it was really hard to travel with. It really restricted you then when you traveled. Now it's super easy because you can just, white noise machines are really small. You can have an app on your phone that's connected to a Bluetooth speaker, and you can continue to play it, and there's no reason why you shouldn't. Back in the day, it was really different. So now there's no reason why you can't continue to use it. And I know a lot of adults will actually have some noise playing as they're sleeping. Now, you may feel that white noise becomes annoying. I find it really annoying, actually, white noise, or it doesn't seem as effective for your child. And that's actually really normal. The white noise has those really kind of high pitches. It's a real shh sound, and that can become quite annoying as your child's hearing begins to mature. About 4-5 months old, it can actually be that the white noise that was really helping early on doesn't seem to be as effective, and it could be that that is just annoying them as much as it annoys me. Luckily, there are many colors of noise. Did you know that there are different colors of noise? And actually, the white noise has those real high pitches in, and those are the bits that are really annoying. There are different colored noises that have those high pitches taken out. So pink noise has the highest pitches taken out. It is definitely easier to listen to. And studies show that actually listening to white noise while sleeping helps us, children and us as adults, consolidate memories. So it's a really good one to have. It's a really good one to be listening to. It's going to help your child. If they busy learning something, then go down for a nap, have some pink noise playing. It's actually going to help consolidate those memories in their brain. As it comes to learning, this is great. Now, there's brown noise as well, which has even more of those higher pitches taken out. It's a nice, deep, rumbly sound, and this is my favorite sound. And this one is really good for sleep, as for adults and for children as well. And so this one you can continue to play for a really long time, as long as it is within that decibel range. As long as the volume isn't too loud, it's something that you can continue to do. As with all things sleep related, it is never an all or nothing. Now, sometimes we'll use noise, a colored noise, to help block out household noise. If you have older children who are running around at nap time, then it may be great for blocking out noise of other children. Or as you're getting your children down at the beginning of the night, just blocking out household noise. Colored noise can be really great for that. So you can use your colored noise for nap time and maybe the beginning of the night, and then turn it off. It's never an all or nothing. It doesn't have to be that for every single nap time or for all night you have to keep it going, or not. You're just not going to have it. You can certainly mix it up. Figure out what works for you. And that may be that you want to work on turning it off when you go to bed. See how your child does. See how they do, because they may actually really struggle to sleep if you're just suddenly turning that off. So there are some ways. If you are wanting to stop using the colored noise, there are some great ways that you can stop using it. All depends on your child's sleep personality as how you're going to go about doing this. I'm going to make sure that you have the link to that if you've not already taken that. I'm going to make sure that you have the link to that. I have a quiz. So taking that quiz will help you identify your child's sleep personality. And then once you know that, we can figure out how we're going to work on stopping this colored noise. So you want to go, depending on the type of noise machine that you have, we want to gradually work on reducing down the volume so that it is a real manageable change. If you just suddenly stop doing something, that's a real big part of your child's sleep, falling asleep, remaining asleep, that has changed, and they are more likely to wake. They're going to more likely to struggle to fall asleep and fall back asleep because things are different. Now, if we want to work on doing this a little bit easier, a little bit gradual, then we want to gradually reduce down the volume. Totally depends on your child's personality as to the pace that you're going to go there. What kind of machine do you have? Does it have a volume? Some of them do, most do. Some of the more old school ones don't, and they're just a set volume. Those ones you would want to, rather than turning that volume down because there's no volume on there, you can move it further away, further and further away, so that it's not as loud for your child the further away that it gets. So if your child has more of a laid back or a shy sleep personality, I'm going to give you the link to the quiz so that you can come back to that. And you can check that out. Then you're going to be able to go a little bit quicker than if your child has a more intense. So you would want to change that volume or move your machine a little bit further away every other night, maybe, if you're comfortable doing so. And you go at a pace that you're comfortable with regards to how far away you're moving or how quiet you're making it. You know your child better than anybody. There's no real rush here to do this. So you can go just a tiny little bit. If you're going just a tiny little bit, you can make a change every night. You can go a little bit more if you want to, whatever you're comfortable doing. If you can make that change every night, just a little bit lower, a little bit further away, it's going to work great. Now, if your child is a little bit more intense, so they have a little bit more of an intense sleep personality, you're going to want to work a little bit slower. Children who have this more intense sleep personality are much more aware of their surroundings, and they're much more aware when things change, and they can really struggle with that change. The initial change can be really hard for them. So I suggest that you make this change every 3 or 4 nights if your child is a little bit more intense. They're just so observant of the world around them. It can be really overwhelming if it's too noticeable. A change is too noticeable. It can be really overwhelming for them. Laid back or a shy child where you're reducing that down a little bit, you can go at this pace of every single night making these changes. It's going to be a little bit noticeable, but they're going to be able to handle it. Intense children, not so much. So reducing it down, giving it a couple of nights, reducing down a little bit more, a couple more nights is going to be better for you in the long run. Lots of times when we make changes with children's sleep, especially the intense children, you get started off and things are going great. You may pick up the pace or continue at a fast pace, and then it can become really overwhelming for the intense child, and then they just really backtrack and you're back at square one and even beyond square one. So you could find that actually where you were is a goal, because you go so many steps backwards. Your child could really struggle to fall asleep, remaining asleep, and it can just impact then other areas as well. Just with their quality of naps, it can really impact everything. And then you're working on getting back to where you were and then moving forward again. So even if you think your intense child is doing great with the pace that you're working at, don't up it. just keep at that slower pace, because it's going to make your overall goal so much easier to get to, and you're not going to backtrack and then get stuck. It's something that a lot of families struggle with children who are that little bit more intense. These families can really struggle because they think, oh, this is going great, they're doing really well, and they just continue at a faster pace than they should, or increase the pace, and then they can really, really struggle. So I will pop the link to my sleep personality quiz here so that you can take that. And then if you want to work on stopping the coloured noise, you most certainly can. But remember, there is no reason why you would need to. You can continue to use that forevermore if you want to, as long as it is not too loud and as long as it is not over that 50 decibels. Thank you so much for joining me